Hey guys, I wanted to show you another technique that you can use for your art projects. Normally I've been posting where I start off with very watered down paint, even runny, it's thinned out. And this one here has been started with a very thick layer of paint. And the only difference is that you have to wait for the paint to dry before you can apply your next layer. And this also creates texture for you from the very beginning, so you may like that. It's a lot of fun because you see that build up immediately. And then you can start applying your light layers. When you apply your midtones first, you're able to go lighter and darker and start creating depth. I'm applying some thin layers at this point, and then I move on and I apply some thick brush strokes right here, and I use the side of the brush so I can create those different marks. And here I'm just creating the shadow that's going to be underneath the wings. And all this is a process, so be patient because it's a matter of layers on top of layers. Just kind of dabbing some paint there to reflect the feathers, developing it and getting it prepared so that I can be able to visualize where my feathers are, and if I want to make changes I could at this point, and basically you could at any point. And I'm just dabbing some dark tones on top of the head so that I can bring in some lighter tones in a bit. And this is really fun. If you guys like drips, you can get this tool and purchase it from Amazon for like about $8. And there's a picture of it. And it's called the splatter brush. I like drips and runs, and it's so much fun. And then you can keep what you want and paint over what you don't want. And there I am using the side of the brush again to create texture on the log. And let me know if it helps you. I really am enjoying making these videos for you guys because I do want to pass on what I've learned with others so that it can help you enhance your artwork, especially if you're going through difficult times right now to where you're kind of stuck, you know, and you think you can't paint, or you're just going through some sort of art block. And I'm just making some markings right there just for fun. And your paintings talk to you, okay? So whatever your ideas are, just apply them to your artwork because it shows and it becomes you. It's part of what comes out of your soul. And at this point, I'm really not looking at my source. I am just creating what's appealing to my eye. And if you notice on most of my work, it wasn't deliberate brush strokes up until now, and that's because I want to start working on his little feet. And here on his beak now I'm starting to work on the highlights because the paint has already dried right there. And on one of the sections right there underneath the yardstick, I noticed that when I touched it, it was still wet, so I'm using that yardstick kind of like a maul. And if you have a maul, you know, well, that's even better, you know, but this works just as good. I had one, but I lost it years ago on a move, and so I just never purchased one because the yardstick works just as good. And just creating a little dab right there for little highlights on his bottom beak, or the bottom of his mouth. And if you notice, I dab a lot, okay? I just dab the brush on there because it kind of is a sense of freeness to me. And try it. You might like it. You know, you might want to be more deliberate, but just remember that you don't want to be enslaved to your artwork. You just want to create a sense of freeness so that you can be able to be more creative. Otherwise, we feel a little too tight and tense, and we're striving for perfection, and perfection is not required in art. Yes, some people do start with perfection, but I love the freeness, and that's why I moved over to abstract, because I was really tired of painting tight paintings, and I didn't realize this until a couple of years ago that I was introduced to freeing your body from that tight, tense feel that we sometimes put ourselves in. I use the side of my brush a lot. I dab a lot, and then sometimes I get more deliberate. But of course, towards the very end, when you're starting to work on your details, now you have to be more deliberate. And I paint the edges of the canvas. This is a 1.5 inch in depth, and I like these because a lot of people don't like to frame their paintings, and so they'd rather buy it to where they can just hang it on their wall. And I like jumping around, you know, bouncing back and forth, allowing the paint to dry. This is acrylic, and it works also for oil, because you do want your oils to set for a little bit before you can apply another color on top of it. Otherwise, you'll just be blending it together. So, but it's up to you. You can be at a point to where you need to blend it, and so you'll have to work on it wet on wet. And here I'm just creating depth. I hope this helps you guys. I've been doing art for about 30 something years, and when I learned that loose brushstroke technique, it just enhanced my art level to a different place, and I just was so eager to share that with you. But allow yourself to be free when you start off your paintings. You can create your artwork by starting with very thin watered down paint, almost to where it's runny, or you can use less water and just very light with a big brush. You hold it in the mid part of it, and you just allow yourself to be free. And as you get closer to the details, now you're being more deliberate, and you're holding your brush closer to the bristle. And if you guys liked, if you can help me out by clicking like and subscribing to my channel so I can pass this information on to others. And there it is done.